good evening. Thank you for the introduction. I'm here to present two companies, which is success story, and I will tell you about how it started. In 2010, my partner, Professor Anu Shashua, entered to my room and said, you know, the technology is finally mature enough. And I said, mature enough for what? Then he told me the story that when he graduated his PhD 30 years ago, his aunt congratulated him and said, great, now I can fix my poor vision. And he smiled and said, yes, I'm not this kind of doctor. I cannot fix your vision. I'm a computer doctor. But he never forgot this episode. Although it was 30 years ago, but he kind of thought about this. And only in 2010, the microprocessors became strong enough, the algorithms became sophisticated enough to enable technology to assist people on a human level, which is completely not trivial. At this point, we started our second company, OrCam. And what I want to show you during my presentation is how artificial intelligence can assist people in a big scale. And we'll start with my first company that we founded in 1999, 19 years ago. The company is Mobileye. And the idea behind this company, it works. The idea behind the company was to build a system that can prevent car accidents. When I say prevent car accidents, it means that we can detect vehicles, as you can see. We can detect pedestrians, traffic signs. We understand the road and what is the free space around this. And everything is done with one camera that's located in front of the vehicle and looking forward. Since then, we developed much more applications. And we started to work with the industry. And today, Mobileye works with the majority of the automakers. And we have more than 25 million vehicles installed with our system. But the potential to prevent car accidents are close to 100%. So in 20 years, in 30 years, some countries, it will be illegal to drive anymore. But since then, what we did, we went public in 2014. It was the biggest IPO of Israeli company ever. And it was 10th biggest tech IPO of United States. So it's really big success. So the market believed in us. And since the IPO, we concentrated how to build the autonomous vehicle, which is the future. And we started with the autonomous vehicle. Nobody believed that it's possible. In 2023, the first commercial autonomous vehicle will be on the road, and it's going to be in Germany, by the way, with a German automaker. I want to show you how the autonomous vehicle works. And it's just an example of different situations where the vehicle is moving on the road. So the vehicle will be completely autonomous. It means the driver doesn't do anything. It will keep the vehicle within the lanes, will keep the right distance, will stop when there's an accident. And this is the first version of the autonomous vehicle. It works fully autonomous, as you can see there. It's in Israel, yes. second example is our second company. In 2010, we started OrCam. And the idea was to build technology that can help and assist visually impaired and blind people. When I say to help visually impaired and blind people, this is the device. This is it. You locate it on the arm of the eyeglasses. You snap it like this. It's a camera on one side and speaker on the other side, and actually interprets the world to visually impaired and blind people, those that lose their sight. When I say interpretate, it means it reads for you, it identifies money notes, credit cards, millions of products, etc., etc. But before I explain about the product, I want to show you a day in the life of Amy, which is one of our users. And you can see the difficulties that visually impaired and blind people have during their day.
It's a new day. The sun rises. The city is waking up. The streets come alive, and so does Amy. Amy, like all of us, doesn't like to get up, but she brushes her teeth, gets ready, and heads out to start her day. On Amy's way to the coffee shop, she stops at the bookstore
Greater than myself.
and realizes she has to run.
Time is 8:15 a.m. 10 Park Street. Believe in your selfie.
At the coffee shop, Amy gets comfortable.
Hot beverages.
She orders coffee and a snack. Then she meets Mike
Mike.
and Ellie
Ellie.
and someone new.
A young man is in front of you.
Cute. But Amy, you came to the coffee shop to get some work done. After finishing some work, Amy stops at the grocery store. Cereal,
Honey bunches.
milk,
Soy milk.
and
Dill pickles.
pickles. Now maybe a quick stop at her favorite shop for a little something, because you deserve it.
Dark blue. Pink. $100.
What? Amy finally arrives back.
So when I said that we assist people, we try to follow them during the day. When they wake up in the morning, they want to choose their clothing. Most of them don't recognize colors anymore, so we can assist them in the morning. Then when you go outside, you need orientation. So we'll read the traffic signs and the street signs, the shop name, etc. When you enter to the shop, we know millions of products by the barcode, and we can help and assist people purchase things in the shop. When you come to the register, we can identify money notes and credit card. But big part of our life is socializing, to identify faces. So we'll identify faces of friends and close family. But the biggest and maybe the most important part of the life of the visually impaired and blind people is reading, which is, by the way, not intuitive. When we started the company, we spoke with hundreds of potential users and asked them, what do you want? What is the most important part that you need? Most of them told us, please give us back the capability to read. It was so unintuitive to me that I did some small experiment on myself. I prevented myself from reading for one day. After 1 hour, I understood how difficult our life without capability to read. I suggested to do it for 5 minutes. Most of our life is eventually written material, either smartphone, computer, documents, everything. And we started with a reading device. So once you have a reading device, suddenly we discovered that we can help and assist dyslexic people as well. By the way, visually impaired people, unfortunately, there are 350 million people, which is a very big number. If you add dyslexic people, which is 2 to 3% of the population in the world, It's additional very big market to approach. But then we discovered disorders like aphasia, where actually people that are not capable to connect letters. About 30 million people in the world. And maybe the biggest market is a market of people with reading fatigue, which means they're capable to read, but get tired very quickly. So if we combine all of those populations together, we are talking about more than 1 billion people that can be assisted by the technology. And I want to show you an example, actually 2 examples, of how people react when the first time exposed to the technology. Some of them laugh, which is the first example. Most of them start to cry. And most of them say, this is our life, kind of change in our life when you're exposed to this technology. First one is Maricia. She came, still we were in development phase. She came from Brazil, knocked on our door, said, I heard about OrCam. I'm not leaving Israel without the product. So we said, no, it's not ready, it's just prototype. She said, no, I'm not leaving without the product. So one of our engineers just took a smartphone and did a video clip. You have to see it.
Top farming in the region, although most of their business comes from Brazil. Dialect BTG Fontu School.
Fantastic! Fantastic! $50, $50, certo?
50, let's see if it's 50. Yes.
The wall is verde, green, all green. And I put mark color, yellow, green, orange, different notes. Preciso mais. Again.
This is almost typical example, but the next example is more sophisticated user. Is a rapper. Leo, you should transfer it from there.
She want me to spend it on her. She want me to spend it on her.
If you have any kind of passion, I'm gonna try to see what your passion is. If you can develop whatever it is you're passionate about, I'm gonna give you that advice to go ahead and develop that. I live in peace with my eye problem. And if it gets better or worse, I live in peace with it. My nickname is Flex. So that just means like, you know, I'm flexible. I'll find a way to deal with it. Just like my company name is Willpower Entertainment. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll find a way. I don't sit and stress and cry over the spilled milk. You know, it's already on the floor. Just wipe it up and move on. My God, what went through my head the first time I put on OrCam glasses is, they're not gonna be able to hold me now. They're not gonna be able to hold me. I am gonna be able to do everything that I need when I need to do it. Now I can just go in my bag and organize my papers. I can read my mail. I can see how much money this is. 2 buttons. It's not a combination of pressing this and pressing that and pressing this and pressing that. It's 2 buttons. Thing that I constantly hear, this is technology. This is technology right here. But this makes them feel like, okay, technology is actually doing something spectacular because it's giving sight to a blind man. You know, the other day, it made my professor feel real good. You know why? It says there's a young man in front of you. He's an older dude.
So although, thank you. although it's a very sophisticated device, the importance is to do human-machine interface is the way that we interact with the device in a very simple way. And what we did, kind of one-button operation, which is our finger. Because otherwise it will talk to you too much, it will be nuisance. So whenever you want the system to work, you just show the pin with the finger, and the system starts to understand what is in front of you. If it's a document, it will read for you. If it's a face, it will tell you who is in front of you. If it's a product, it will tell you what is the product, etc., etc. So the human machine is critical and very important. And it's a very sophisticated way how we do it. Because, for example, if you want to read a newspaper, you need to analyze first what is the configuration of the articles, because otherwise it will just read two different articles without understanding. So first thing is to analyze what is in front of you, a very sophisticated analytical progress, and then you can understand what is the article inside. We operate in we already have 27 languages, and we operate in 37 countries. So we covered, I think, 98% of the population with the languages. And we just recently finished the Far East, where the Japanese was really the most difficult part. But we're about to launch the Japanese. And I think we are going to supply most of the population in the world with this technology. Which brings me to kind of realization that artificial intelligence, it's frightened some of the people, but the example of both of companies that I'm involved, that in technology can assist people, but really in a big way. In Mobileye, we have the potential to prevent tens of millions of fatalities and hundreds of millions of injured people due to car accidents. And with OrCam technology, I believe we can assist the huge amount of people, close to more than 1 billion people, that can change their life and have much better life. And on a personal level, I'm more than privileged that I have second time in my life opportunity to influence so many lives by technology, and this is what gives me the drive to continue. Thank you very much.